What is going on, AHS Rules? Back again with another video, and we're here for another edition of Ring of Honor television review. This is the 10th edition, and this was a loaded episode. We had 2 title matches. This is and no filler. Y'all know last week I was complaining because the last 30 minutes was a old match that they used for the last 30 minutes. I was just like, you probably just could have done without it. For this, all the matches were current, modern guys and girls involved in them. And like I said, we had 2 title matches. And guess what? They were very early on in the show, so we have no time to waste. This being a... Time out. Let me look at this. Because I don't remember if this match was last week or the week... Oh, yeah. All right. So the opening match was a rematch from last week. Lee Moriarty versus Rocky Romero. But this time, it is pure rules. Immediately, Rocky applies an armbar, leading to Lee's first rope break attempt. Rocky is keeping it fast-paced early on by doing a dive to the outside and a hurricanrana. Lee's second rope break attempt is when he tries to get out of a hammerlock, so he goes through the ropes, but he's doing it to break the hammerlock, and then he attacks Romero, but like I said, it used his second rope break attempt. Rocky then uses a closed fist after Big Bill pulls his foot, and then he punches Lee. He didn't think the referee was looking, but the referee was looking, so he got a warning for that. Marty then uses strikes in the corner, open hand strikes as pure rules says, but Rocky is able to get away. Lee's last rope break attempt comes with another armbar, but he gets away from that. Both men then chop each other in the center of the ring. Romero's able to apply an armbar once again, and Moriarty then gets into the ropes, but it doesn't matter because he already used all his rope breakers attempts, and Romero wins once Lee Moriarty has to tap out. I enjoyed this match a lot more than their match last week, but both of them were very good. Next, we have another Proving Ground match with Athena. Every week she competes. Every week I give praise just because she's putting on dominant and great performances, and she's been there almost every week. She has not missed many of these ROH shows, but this week, Athena faces Angela Risk. And again, this is a Proving Ground matchup. We got a guest coming into the room. I'm going to be intrigued to see. Yep, he's right in the camera. Say hi. Okay. All right. Although Angela fights back, including doing a 619, Athena woman handles her for the match. The ending comes when Athena catches her off of a crossbody attempt, leading to her doing many wastelands on her, and then she wins with a gory bomb cross-face combo. After the match, she calls out Sky Blue by doing a sky fall onto Risk. Next, we have the TV title match, Samoa Joe versus Christopher Daniels. Ian Riccaboni notes that this is the 93rd time these men have been in the ring together in over many promotions, whether it be tag matches, singles matches, multi-men matchups. And I will be honest, this was a one-sided match. Daniels tries to be aggressive early, but Joe just outpowers him on almost everything, including Daniels attempting a STO and an Angel's Wings, but Joe puts an exclamation point on the match with the Muscle Buster. Now, it was a good match. Like I said, Daniels did not do much in this match, which might be playing into the story. Oh, Jesus. I'm just having my laptop. I just saw it over there. Anyways, so I think it's playing into the story of Daniels just keeps losing, but he wants to win a championship, and just each time he's just so far away from winning the championship. But like I said, it was still a good match, but it was just one-sided, which it hasn't been normal, but considering we saw him face Shibata, it was kind of an even match. Where this one, it was just very dominant. Next, an ROH World Title match. Back-to-back, the title matches were. This time, it is Claudio Castagnoli versus Robbie Eagles of TMDK. And I will be honest with you, I have not kept up with New Japan in a minute. Like, I keep up with the results. I've not watched New Japan since New Year's Dash, which was after Wrestle Kingdom. I did not know Robbie Eagles was in TMDK. I know they reformed with Zack Sabre Jr., but I did not know Robbie Eagles was in the group. The match starts with arm drags and hurricanranas from Eagles very early on, but Claudio soon keeps him on the ground. I had to read what I said. Keeps him on the ground. Eagles fights back with many drop kicks again, and hits a sliced bread and attempts to do a 450 splash with Claudio moving out of the way. He follows that up with a Falcon Arrow. Eagles then attempts another Hurricane Rana, but Claudio reverses it into a Ricola Bomb for the win. So this, again, compared to the last matchup, this matchup was actually very back and forth with, I would say, Eagles having the advantage for a good majority of it, but Claudio just outpowered him and outwilled him in the end. Next, we get a promo backstage involving Sky Blue, who wants a women's title match next week, and she calls out Athena for degrading the women's division and just being an a-hole when Sky Blue has been fighting ever since she's been in the Ring of Honor to get a matchup. Now, this was later on in the show, also backstage. Athena said that Sky Blue is not worthy, but she did accept the challenge for next week. Dun da da da. This matchup, very confusing, and they put the graphic up, and I was like, Jesus Christ. So, a 10-man tag. Mike Bennett, Matt Taven, Tony Nese, Josh Woods, and Ari Daivari with Smart Mark Sterling and Maria Kanellis on their side, on the outside, versus Stu Grayson, Action Andretti, Darius Martin, Chuck Taylor, and Trent with Evil Uno, Alex Reynolds, and John Silver on the outside for that side. Taven and Andretti start the match off, but that does not matter because everyone comes in the ring soon after and they all schmodge and brawl, and that's a good majority of this matchup. I will admit that Trent, or an impressive spot, came when Trent suplexes Matt Taven onto the outside, onto everybody. Then the Righteous, Dutch and Vincent / Vinny Marcellia come out and they distract Stu Grayson and the whole Dark Order is like, why is he looking at you? Why is he looking at you? And everybody in the ring's even distracted by it, but Action Andretti and Ari Daivari were might have been Tony Nese. Pretty sure it was Ari Daivari. Were the legal man, and Action Andretti wins the match with a neck breaker. Yeah, it was Daivari for the win. After the match, they're all going to celebrate, but Andretti and Darius, I try to combine his name. I almost call him Marius. Are arguing with the Dark Order and the Best Friends, but like they won the match, and they're like, what was all that about? But it didn't matter. They hugged and laughed. They wasn't really laughing it off, but they put their differences aside and won the matchup. Next, we had Rich Adonis versus Preston Vance, and Preston Vance dominates this match and wins with a Master Lock followed up by a Lariat. So, just a quick and easy matchup. Next, we have an Andretti and Darius promo backstage, but it does not last long as the Kingdom attack both men, and the main moment of this is there's a payphone on the wall, and Mike Bennett, Matt Taven's like, here, call Dante. Oh, wait, he's still hurt. And then they smash the phone over their head. So imagine that this rivalry will continue, which I guess this rivalry got more, what's the word I'm looking for? Longevity out of it now that Dante's not involved, and so we're getting two guys involved with it, and the Kingdom are claiming they injured Dante, and they don't care about it. So it just makes it more interesting because where beforehand it was just like, we want to beat you guys because we haven't beat you guys. So it'll be interesting to see what happens next with it. Next, we get Sky Blue versus Robin Renegade, and Robin Renegade dominates this matchup for a good majority of it. Sky Blue does fight back during this match with many drop kicks and Hurricane Ranas. Robin reverses the first attempt at Skyfall, but it does not matter because literally seconds later, Sky Blue is able to hit Skyfall and win the match. Next, Brian Cage versus Brock Anderson. And again, Brock Anderson, the aggressor early on in the match, including a DDT, several punch attempts, and he even body slams Cage in the center of the ring. But that does not faze Cage as he wins with the drill claw. Like I said, Brock Anderson had the advantage of most of the match. I'm not going to say he dominated, but he was the aggressor. He was doing more of the things in the matchup, but Cage was able to hit his finisher and win the matchup. Next, we had Willow Nightingale versus Steph Delander. This was a nice back and forth matchup. They kept mentioning Steph Delander's adventures outside of Ring of Honor, which involves managing Matt Cardona and GCW, which is interesting, mentioning other companies outside of AEW / Ring of Honor. Steph starts the match with many forearm attempts and even hits a suplex on Willow. Willow fights back with splashes into the corner and even a cannonball and wins the match with an impressive spine buster. Now we get to the main event, Angelico versus Komander. Angelico grounds him early on, but it does not stop Komander as he does his rope walk moonsault to the outside. He follows it up with a crossbody to the outside. He hits a code red and a Frankensteiner. Both get 2 counts with Angelico kicking out. Komander then does the rope rock moonsault again to the outside, but this one time it is from a further different distance. I said difference. Distance. And he wins the match with a running shooting star. After the match, he shakes hands with Angelico, but Serpentico attacks him, leading to Bandito and Orange Cassidy saving the day, and that ends this show. Like I said, this episode was way better than last week's. I guess the only complaint is I wish that maybe the world title match ended the show, just because it felt like all the big matches happened in the beginning, and then a bunch of squash matches happened in the end, but who really knows? I guess they wanted to end the show with, first of all, the match at the end of the show was very good. They probably was like, oh, Orange Cassidy's here. He's out here to save the day. So maybe they wanted that to end the show and not get overshadowed by anything else. But like I said, very loaded edition. I would imagine the next time I review ROH, it will be from the Honor Zone / Universal Studios Orlando, because they are taping there this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So I enjoy those a lot more just because the crowd's more into it, and just when it's taped in front of the AEW audience, they just either don't know the people out there or they just don't really care. Like the last match, there's not many people there for it, but it was still a good match and did get a good reception as the match comes on. Ace the Dog is trying to get another cameo. But I'm going to end this review. Like I said, ROH series should be continuing. Oh my God, he said right on the notepad. Anyways. Let's see, you want to get on the camera? You didn't want to get on the camera now. So, this is a loaded weekend. Like I said, just did this review. Then we have my Backlash predictions early tomorrow. Then I won't do a video Sunday. Monday, I'm very excited for this video. It's going to be how I would book Night of Champions following the events of Backlash. And then, I don't know, after that will be next, but it will be intriguing to see what happens. So, thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.